The second part, we are going to install the two potentiometers. Now you'll see one potentiometer has an on-off switch at the back of it, and the other doesn't have that. So this is going to be used for your tuning purpose, and this is going to be used as a volume control, right? Okay, so very simply, I'll just push this through. There's a nut here on this end, and I'm going to push this through. The reason why we are first doing these is so that the controls are in place and you will be able to test out the stages as we make them come live. So there we are. Finger tight is good enough for the time being. Later on, when you're done with everything, you can probably use something like a plier to tighten this, but don't tighten it too much. It's not a good idea to tighten it too much in any case, because even if this thing shakes a little or becomes loose, not much will be lost, because only DC is coming from here to the VFO. This part is a VFO, right? Okay. So next we are going to wire these to the PCB connections here. You see these three here. These will come up to each one of the wires here, and these three will also go in here. So let's do that. For this, it's best that I use some junk wires so that I know which is going where, right? So let me start with black. And always it's a good idea to use a wire stripper of this sort. It's very quick to work with this, and it works very well. When you try using, let's say, a blade or something to strip wires, they are more often than not, they cut through the copper as well. I'm trying to use something so that I can show you how we are going to be doing this stuff. Okay, let me see if I can put this in here. Okay. No, I will need this, so it'll have to be something else. Let me see what I can put in here. Okay. Right. So now in wires, it's always a good idea to pre-tin up these wires before you try soldering them in. And you don't have to actually push these wires through either. You can just put a dab of solder there and solder it right from this side itself. See this? Okay, there we are. So this guy comes in on this side. To tip this up a little and run a bit of spot of solder here, bend this in here and tap this down here, right? I usually tend to use yellows for the center tap of the potentiometer. Pre-tin this. I hate to get too much of the solder onto the iron itself. These are easy to actually put them through. It's not there's nothing very remarkable about this. No, this is happening because this is not tinned properly. So you need to see to it that the solder flows onto this properly, and you have a nice blob of solder sticking to the wire rather than just wrapping around it. And whenever you're not sure of how good the joint is, you can slightly tug it to see to it that, and test the strength of the solder. Okay. I'll use orange next. I think these wires that I've just pulled out are pretty old ones. So they're not tinning up properly. And this will go to the third pin here. Whenever you're tinning this, see to it that you move this thing away from the PCB rather than do it on top of the PCB, because it's quite possible that a blob of solder might actually fall onto the PCB and create a short where you do not want it to. So there we are. And you can also, sort of wrap this in some sort of a sticky tape here, just to make it look cleaner, although electrically it's not going to add much to the performance. Same thing we'll have to do here as well. So in this case, I'm going to tin this up first here, as well as here. Much of kit building is a little bit of tedious work, but then so is everything else. You have to be careful that, for example, some of this wires do not crawl out and touch the next pin. And it's turning dirty. Off camera, I'm wiping it up. Okay. First wire has come in. I'll take a yellow for the middle. So we've already finished wiring up the volume control. Now we're wiring up the tuning control. What you'll note here, and something that you need to be careful about, is that the white starts from the left side, comes on to the left side of the potentiometer, and the right one will come to the right side. Same thing here. If you see this black guy, it's starting from the left lug here and going to the left pad here. And the right pad is orange from here, and the right pad is orange from here. If you reverse the connections, then, for example, the volume control will work upside down. But apart from that, nothing else will happen. You're not going to blow up anything if you have done it the other way around. So once these 6 wires are done, we are more or less done with the front panel controls, except that we haven't wired the switch yet. So I'm just going to use 2 wires to do the switch. The pad for this particular switch is going to be different on your PCBs than what you see here. So I would rather that you look at the Larc manual, assembly manual, to see exactly where you have to solder this rather than follow it up here. Because as I said, that this PCB that I'm demonstrating this with is not the final PCB. The final PCB as of today has not yet been delivered. So we are just waiting for that to come through before we can start shipping the Larcsets. There's been an unusual delay with our PCB manufacturer, who's usually very prompt, but this time they've just delayed it by 1 week from the time the PCBs were ready to the time they should have shipped it, which is typically a couple of hours, but this time they've taken almost a week to start that work. I think it's something to do with Black Friday, which was there last week. Oops. I'm doing a horrible job here. Usually this kind of stuff will just happen, which is, you know, the wire came out. It usually happens when the other side has not been soldered. So if I had first soldered this and the one on the potentiometer together, then this wouldn't have fallen down. Now, with the on-off switch, it really doesn't matter, you know, which wire goes where, because it's just a switch which is switching on the power which goes in from here. It connects it or disconnects it from rest of the circuit. So there we're done, almost done, that is. Right. Now we are DC ready. That's DC is flowing everywhere now. At this point, I can actually, this is off the screen, but I have a 12-volt power supply here, and I'm going to connect the 12-volt power supply to the radio. And it's vital that the surface that you're putting it on is not metallic. For example, I shouldn't have been resting it on this because the attenuator has a metallic body. Okay, so I push this in. Keep watching the multimeter or the VOM that you're connecting to monitor the current which will flow into this at 12 volts. So you put this in, and then turn it on, and about 50 milliamperes approximately is what the current draw should be now. And once we put the rest of the circuitry in, it's going to go up to 80 milliamperes. So if it's 50 milliamperes right now, you're doing good.